Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs, and today's video I want to show you how to assemble the explosion box. Now I have quite a few explosion boxes, and mine all have something inside that I'll show you just in a second, and they all go together pretty much the same way, so I just thought I would do a little video with this one. And what an explosion box is, if you don't know, is it's just a box, but when you remove the lid, it opens up, and then you have pockets or picture frames or whatever you want on your outside tabs. And then on this one, I also have a little beehive box. So there's a beehive with two bees poking out of it, and it's the same on both sides. This one also has the option of these little bees that are flying out. You can delete that and have a full box. So you could put some candies or treats or something in there, or you can remove the bees and then fill that whole box with like a little gift or some cash or whatever. I have a bunch of these. I've got a graduation box that has a money box in the middle. I have a spring box which has a basket in the middle that you can fill. But I wanted to go ahead and show you how to assemble this. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video because there are a lot of pieces, but it's totally doable. Let's just go ahead and jump right in. Let's sit down here. Like I said, there are a lot of pieces to it, so I'm going to start with the lid. All of these pieces come on in one file. So when you open it up, they're all going to show up on your mat. The mat is 25.5 inches wide with everything on it. So if you open it up and it's not quite the right size, just go ahead, keep the padlock closed, the whole thing grouped, change it to a width of 25.5, and then ungroup it, and everything should work. But when I tested it on both Cricut and Silhouette, it works great. Okay, so first off, we're going to start with our box, our lid, and it has two pieces. So we're going to take this first piece and we're going to bend everything down, all the score lines. And then we're going to do the same thing on the second piece, the bigger piece. Just score everything down away from you. The tabs included. I usually put my boxes together when I'm doing them with glue. On the videos, I usually do tape because it's a little bit quicker. We'll see what works. So the first thing we're going to do with this one is we're going to go ahead, I'm going to use some glue, and we're going to put glue on this tab. And then we're going to take the straight piece of our lid and we're going to match it right up there to the score line. We're going to fold this around and we're going to take this tab and put glue on it and match it up right like that. Hope that makes sense. Okay, and just match it up so you get that firm, crisp corner. And then we'll put glue on all of these tabs and we're just going to put the band and work around the lid. Just holding, pressing if you need to, but holding so that you get that good edge. And I didn't put enough glue on that, so it's keeping open a little bit. Let's do better on this one. I may end up using the tape because I think this little glue bottle is just about empty. Again. And if you've done any of my hexagon boxes, the larger ones are kind of done very similar to this. It just gives it a really nice shape. Let's start folding things in. going to do these last two at the same time so I don't pull them apart. Come on. All right. Let's go ahead and press that down real firm on all 6 sides. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know I've really been on a bee kick lately. I've done a lot of files with bees, and I just love them. And I've got some for my laser files too that are bees. So fun. All right. I would go through, and this is why I don't use glue on my videos, because it takes a lot longer to dry. Okay, so once that's done, and it will be when it's all dried up, we would go ahead and add this to there. And you know what? I would actually, now that I've done that, I would actually add this shape and our honeycomb. I would actually add that before I started folding the box. I think you'd have better luck with it. Put that over. That glue is still not drying. See, you'll notice on this one, I took the time and really let it dry, and you don't have those gaps that I'm having with this one. It's just because I'm hurrying so that you don't have to sit here and watch me do all this. You can stop the video as you need to and do it on your own. So on the little beehive, we're just going to put dots of glue randomly. You don't need to glue every one of those little lines. The honeycomb, sorry. Flip it over, match it up. Again, if I'd done this first before I folded the edges, it would look a lot better. I got so excited. Okay, and I'm gonna just glue these two really quick one more time because they're bugging me. And then we'll go ahead and set that aside. Well, actually, we got to decorate it first. Okay, so once your lid's done and your pieces are all decorated, or your sides are all done, we can go ahead and decorate it. And you've got 3 flowers and 2 bees. And I already went ahead and layered these. And what I did on my box is after I put the dot on, I just slightly bent those flower petals up. Give it a little bit of a 3D look. Okay. Go ahead and do that on one corner. Same with these other flowers. So you've got the small, medium, and large on the lid. And then when we get to the middle, you'll have 2 more smaller daisies. And you could ink those up or whatever you wanted to do to just make them really pretty. Okay, now let's add our bees. And I did go ahead already and layered my bees. There's 3 layers. There's the gray layer, which is the leaf, or the wings. And then there's the yellow layer behind it, and then the black layer with the face. And on this one, I put them on with foam pop dots, but I didn't bring my pop dots over here. So we're gonna go ahead and just lay them on there. And there's 2 bees. There's one with the wings spread, and then there's the one with the wings stacked. Doesn't matter how you put them on there. Okay, there is your lid. Super, super easy. A few pieces, but super easy. Okay, now let's move on to the inside box piece. So the inside box piece, which is this one that has the little bees flying out and the beehive. Let me show you what pieces go to that. All right, here's your box. And we are just going to fold all of the tabs down. And because I'm kind of in a hurry, not really, but don't want to bore you, and I want this to not take all day, I'm going to use my tape gunner. This is my Scotch ATG gun. We're just going to fold all of those so that it makes a nice crisp corner. And it's more of a rectangle. It's not an actual square box. It's more of a rectangle. There's your box. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I added my bees to the inside because you'll want to do this next. If you don't want to do this, if you want just the box and just the honeycomb or the beehive, you would skip this part. So we have this little cutout piece and it has 2 tabs. You're going to fold one down and one up. It's kind of like a Z. Next off, I've gone ahead and layered all my bee pieces. I put the yellow underneath the blue, the yellow underneath the black. And they are just going to go right on that gray leaf or that gray outline. There are 2 of each bee. There's 2 with the wings apart and there's 2 with the one wing on the top. And the reason I did that is so when the box is opened, you can see the bees from both sides. We're going to go ahead and glue this one on here. And I put the glue on my bee and not on the background so that I get the right amount of glue on there. And then you're going to flip it over and do the same thing, only this time make sure you match those heads up really well. The heads and the antennas. Oh, I did an awful job on that one. That's because I didn't get it lined up on the other side very well. So we're going to just fake it. There we go. And same with this one. And I know what I did. I glued it backwards. So make sure that you glue them mirrored. Does that make sense? I did not mirror mine. So I'm not going to put that one on because I did it backwards. Okay, next up, we're going to put this into the box. So the tabs that are bent down, so I bent it down and I put tape on the front. And this one I bent down, so I put it on the front there. And we're just going to slide that in there. And press it just like that. Okay, now let's go ahead and decorate or add on our beehive. And these are symmetrical, so these will be okay. And I'm going to put some glue on the outline. And you don't need to get every little piece again. You want to get most of it, but you also don't want tons of glue oozing out. So there's one, and here's the second piece. I love explosion boxes. They are a fun way to give a little gift to someone, and they're just fun. All right. Go ahead and put glue on the front of your box. And then when you glue the beehive, you want to make sure that it's even with the bottom. So if those corners right there, the box is going to show through a little bit. But once you get it in the actual outside box, it will be fine. If you put it down so that those little corners are covered, then it's not going to sit flat on the other box. So we're going to do the same thing on this side. And then you have 2 flowers, one for each side. Again, I'm just going to lift the petals up a little tiny bit. Don't have to. And glue it on there. And again, you want to make sure that the petals aren't down on that corner or it won't sit quite flat. When you're putting this box together, make sure before you glue your bees together that you're mirroring them, or you're going to have the same issue I did, and they're not going to match up, especially that flying bee. All right, so that's all ready. I'm going to move our little bee that I didn't use, set that aside. And then the last thing is the actual box bottom. And this is where we have a few more pieces. So we have these are tags that you can write a note on, put a picture on, whatever. These go inside the pockets. These are more tags, again, notes or pictures. This is your pockets. You have 6 of these honeycomb pieces that go on the outside of the box and your box. So we're going to go ahead and turn everything. This is textured, so we want to turn everything down. And I had a brand new mat. When I was pulling this off, it tore just a little bit, but we're going to make it okay. All right, now we're going to go ahead and add all of these pieces on here. And again, I'm just going to do the outside edge. You can see that it curled a little because I have that brand new mat. It's okay. And we're just going to stick that on there. I'm going to do that all the way around the box. Most of the boxes that I've done are squares, or so they're 4-sided, but the hexagons are really fun too. And especially with this bee, I love this little honeycomb shape. Did I mention I'm really into bees? I think I did. I've even been doing some quilting with bees. Lots of fun. Just work your way around. It's super simple. And you might want to take a little more time than I'm taking. But like I said, you don't have to do all those inside pieces. You will want a smaller nosed glue bottle. This is just a quilling bottle. I buy mine on Amazon because I buy them in the bulk, but you can get them at almost any of your craft stores, Joann's, Michael's, Hobby Lobby, pretty much anywhere. I think I've even seen them at Walmart, I'm not sure. Last one. All right, flip it over, and this is where it's really versatile and you can change it and do whatever you want. So the first thing is we're going to do the pockets, and you'll have 3 of these, but you can cut out more and do them on every edge if you want to, or not do them at all, or do 2, whatever you want. But you're just going to take those and fold them down. And then what I did, whoops, that's textured and I folded it the wrong way. Open it up, put some glue across there and all the way across there and up. So they probably ought to do this with the tape runner again. Oh, you know what? Don't do it on the bottom. Sorry, don't do it on the bottom. Fold it over, and there is your little pocket, right? I'm gonna put a little more glue right in there on that edge. It's been a little while since I've done one of these. Okay, so you're gonna do that 3 times, and then that one goes right there. Just tape it and add it to one of your tabs. And then you can put your picture or your sentiment or whatever right on there, and it just slides right down into there. And then your solid one, same thing. You can put a picture, a sentiment, whatever, and you're just gonna tape it right there. Okay, and at this point, I'm gonna stop. But like I said, you can do this every other one or whatever you want. On mine, I did it every other one. The next thing you'll want to do is you're gonna take your little beehive box and decide how you want it to open. If you want it, you know, which direction you want. Put some glue on there. Stick it down there, and then you're going to want to hold that really well until it dries. In fact, if you've got something, this is just sitting here, I usually use a dowel, that you can put this down and just tap it so that it's on there, and then you just fold it all up. Put your lid on it. And there is your beehive explosion box. What a fun gift this is. What a fun gift. So I hope you will give this a try. Go ahead and decorate it up, do the sides however you want, change it up. Send me a picture. I'd love to see what you do with this. Thanks for joining me today. Please hit subscribe down below. Give me a thumbs up and have a great day.